You know, I've heard a lot of stories over the years about mothers and daughters, boundaries and control, but this one right here. This one illustrates something so fundamental about relationships that I think we all need to hear it. So let me tell you about a 28-year-old woman, her husband, and their 2 young kids. They've been saving up money for a family vacation, not some luxury getaway, just a trip to Great Wolf Lodge, something their daughter has been begging for 2 solid years. This family isn't swimming in cash. They've been grinding, doing side gigs while juggling 2 kids, one of them only 4 months old, just to make this happen. And when a huge sale popped up, 50% off, they jumped on it. $680 for the whole package, Wolf Pass, unlimited breakfast, everything. Her mom was going to cover that part, and she and her husband would bring $2,000 for food, souvenirs, all the extras. Perfect plan. Everyone's excited. Here's where it gets complicated. Her mom is 55, and just a few months ago, late December, she met a guy. We'll call him Adam. They're already engaged. Weddings planned for August. And our narrator has never met him, never even talked to him, doesn't know almost anything about him. In her words, he's a stranger. So picture this. She's on FaceTime with her mom, probably talking about the trip, excitement building, and then out of nowhere her mom drops this. She's invited Adam to come along so everyone can get to know him. Now think about that for a moment. The reservation's already booked for 5 people. Adding Adam means paying full price for him because the sale's over. But more than the money, she's looking at a whole weekend in the same room with someone she's never met, with her 2 young children present. That's not a small ask. That's actually a really big ask. And here's what makes this so human. This woman has spent her entire life unable to say no to her mom. She describes her mom as controlling. She's always done what her mom wanted because she was terrified of rejection. Her mom is the only family she has. Her dad abandoned her, so when her mom said Adam was coming, she said okay and tried to change the subject. She swallowed her discomfort because that's what she's always done. But then she did something different. She took 24 hours. She talked to her husband, and they got on the same page. Having Adam there, a complete stranger, for an entire weekend in close quarters with their kids, it was too much, so she called her mom back. And listen to how she said it. She didn't attack. She didn't insult Adam. She said, "I'm happy you're in a good relationship, but having Adam come with us is uncomfortable for us. We'd like to have lunch with him first, really get to know him. My kids are my priority, and I don't feel comfortable staying in the same room with him. I'd even be okay if he stayed in a separate room. Please understand, this was sprung on us all of a sudden. I'm still trying to adjust to your relationship. That's not unreasonable. That's actually incredibly measured and respectful." She acknowledged her mom's happiness. She offered alternatives. She explained her feelings without blame. She was trying so hard to hold a boundary while still honoring her mom. Her mom's response, "I don't want to talk right now," and she hung up. 5 minutes later, a text, "I'm canceling the whole trip. You really hurt Adam's feelings. He's my fiancé and you need to accept him. Sorry, my relationship is too much for you to handle." Notice what's actually driving this. The mom didn't say, "Let me think about what you're saying." She didn't say, "I understand your concerns, let's figure this out together." She went straight to punishment, canceling the entire trip, making it about Adam's hurt feelings, framing her daughter's boundary as rejection of the relationship itself. And think about what that does. It takes a reasonable request, "I need to meet this person before sharing a room with them and my children," and turns it into, "You're the problem, you're hurting us, you're unacceptable." That's manipulation. And it's a pattern this woman has lived with her entire life. But here's where things shifted. She didn't crumble. She asked, "I thought this was about the kids, so you're just going to nuke everything?" And when her mom doubled down, "Yes, if you can't accept him, there's no need for a vacation," she tried one more time to clarify. "I never said I didn't accept him. I just said I'd like to get to know him first before being in a small room for a whole weekend with my kids present." No response, silence. And then she made a choice. She texted her mom an hour later and said, "I'll pay you back the deposit today, $168, and my family will go by ourselves. We're not throwing this opportunity out the door for our kids when my daughter has been begging for this for 2 years, and we've saved so much money for it." Her mom replied, "Whatever. Let's sit with what just happened here. This woman, who has spent 28 years afraid to say no to her mom, said no. She held her boundary. She protected her children. She refused to let her mom's manipulation derail something her family had worked so hard for. And she did it without being cruel, without attacking, without playing the same games. That's growth. That's what it looks like when someone chooses themselves and their family over the fear of rejection. And yes, it hurt. Yes, her mom is angry. Yes, there will be fallout. But there's something really important happening underneath all of this. She's learning that she can survive her mom's disapproval. She's learning that her needs and her children's safety matter just as much as her mom's wants. And her mom is showing her exactly who she is. Someone who will blow up a family vacation, punish her daughter and grandchildren, all because she didn't get her way immediately. Someone who would rather cancel everything than respect a single boundary. That tells you everything you need to know. Here's what I want you to hear. Setting boundaries with people we love, especially people who raised us, especially people we're afraid of losing, that's one of the hardest things we'll ever do, and it rarely goes smoothly. There's pushback. There's guilt. There's the voice in your head saying, maybe I'm being unreasonable, maybe I should just give in, maybe I'm the problem. But boundaries aren't rejection. Boundaries are self-respect, saying, I need to meet someone before I share a room with them and my infant and toddler. That's not asking too much. That's basic common sense. And anyone who tells you otherwise, anyone who punishes you for that, they're showing you that control matters more to them than your comfort. So is she the asshole for asking her mom not to bring her fiancé? Absolutely not. She's a mother protecting her children. She's a woman finally learning to use her voice. And she's someone who decided that her family's peace matters more than keeping her mom happy at all costs. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to feel less alone. But connection built on fear and control, that's not real connection. That's captivity. And sometimes the most loving thing we can do, for ourselves and for the people who need us most, is to walk away from captivity and choose freedom. I hope she has an incredible time at Great Wolf Lodge with her family. I hope her daughter splashes in those pools and goes down those slides and makes memories that last forever. And I hope this woman keeps practicing what she just learned. That she is allowed to say no, that her voice matters, and that she can survive even when the people she loves most don't like her answer. If you've ever struggled to set a boundary with someone you love, drop a comment and let me know. You're not alone in this. And if this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to keep talking about the messy, beautiful, complicated reality of being human. Title suggestions primary. Mom cancels family vacation after I set one boundary with her fiancé alt 1. I finally said no to my controlling mom, and she burned everything down alt 2. She invited her stranger fiancé on our family vacation without asking alt 3. My mom chose her new boyfriend over her grandkids, and I'm done.